And we're here down at Todber Manor. The travel was fine, took us about an hour and a half to get here, which isn't too bad. There's a little bit of traffic around Stonehenge, got a coffee, had something to eat, had a bit of breakfast from Starbucks. And yeah, if you noticed, we're on Little Haze at the moment. Just on two of the middle pegs. I'm going to go inside the video just because it is it's pretty windy, so sound quality will be horrendous. Yeah, so we're on Little Haze at the moment. The reason why our session doesn't actually start until tomorrow, so we're booked on Paddock from tomorrow. So instead of obviously going home and then having to travel obviously all the way down back to Todber, which from where I live is a good 4 hours. So yeah, we're obviously just setting up here. As I said, the lake's empty, but while it's empty, I'll happily fish it. Seen a couple of fish though, just stuck singles really out on there. Put a little bit of bait on, just the bait that I've got left over from Sandhurst, because I need to get rid of that because the tactics that I'll be using on Paddock to begin with anyway is very different than what I was using down at Sandhurst. Great to meet the lads down there. Brilliant bunch of lads in the Bait Guru team. The lad that caught his PB was absolutely over the moon with that 34 pounder. Can't wait to obviously arrange another social for them. So yeah, we'll see what tonight brings, see what today. Not too bothered over catching. If we do, obviously I'll show you that. And if we don't, you will see me at Paddock next. Good morning. We've got one. Surprised actually that it hasn't happened earlier. So I've hardly got any sleep. I don't know what time it is, but I've hardly got any sleep. They have been boshing like mad, like constantly being woken up by boshes. Really glad to get one. It's a tiny fish. It's probably a scraper double, to be fair. I've literally just heard Paul's had one as well, a nice 21 pounder. I'll overlay the footage of that now, and I'm just sorting my rig out to obviously get it back out. And as I've been doing that, Paul's rod has literally just gone off, so I best go and obviously give him a hand with that. Well done, Paul.
Cheers, mate.
27.2.
27.2. Got on a dumbbell, yellow.
Let's have a look at the other side. Well done, mate.
Cheers.
In here.
There you go. I'll quickly get it back, get the rod out.
Hopefully there could be another one to come in the morning. Right, we're here. Yeah, good result last night. Couple of fish for Paul, one for me, a little pasty. But yeah, happy with that. For a quick overnighter, really good. So we're on Paddock now. Obviously, you just saw me quickly walk round. We've got Alex Lister coming tomorrow to do some product filming. The weather is due to be raining, unfortunately, for the filming. So that's going to be a little bit hard work, but we'll get through it. Hopefully we'll have a fish to show you. I believe at the moment it is fishing quite slow. So if you don't know anything about Paddock Lake, there is quite a few catfish in here, which can be problematic at times. It is fishing quite slow on the carp front. I think there was a group booking on here. They did from Monday to Thursday, and I think only two carp came out, not in the peg that I'm in the peg that Paul's in. So we'll see. Fingers crossed we have something. If not, so be it. I'm sure we'll have some catfish. If I show you those, I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but we might do. We may as well. It's a vlog. I'll show you one if I catch one. Yeah, with regards to Paddock, so I've fished it once before. We fished it in April just gone, as soon as lockdown. So the lockdown where you could only do days only. So we fished Paddock as soon as it opened for nights. We did really well. I was using Salamino, so I'm back on Salamino again. One's just shown actually right over the bar. So rods aren't out yet. I'll get those out later on in the evening. I believe nighttime bites and early morning bites are the ones, so I'd rather just rest my swim. It is a bit busy day ticket. So yeah, I was using Salamino. I think I had 7 or 8 out in 72 hours. Paul had similar amount. I'll show you some of the bigger ones now. There is some nicer fish in here. They are a little bit dark on the whole. There is the odd darker one because they are slightly older fish. With regards to Paddock, there is less fish in this. It's only a small lake. There is less fish. So this time of year, it can be a little bit tricky because it does see a lot of bait. And I think people pile the bait in, which does have a detrimental effect on the fishing, especially this time of year. Hopefully the catfish are still quite active, and they're basically feeding on all of the bait that's left out there. So hopefully we'll pick up a carp. I'll update you in the morning if I have time. If not, you'll see me soon. Tomorrow's going to be a busy day getting all the filming in, so I probably won't be updating much, but obviously if I have a fish, we'll film it. So over and out. Hopefully see you with a fish soon. Good night.
If I roll as much as I can now, then that way you can grab snippets and bits and pieces, can't you?
She's lively.
She is.
What a start to this session on Paddock after getting here yesterday afternoon. Managed to winkle this one out sort of just before first light. As I said previously, Alex Lister's here today doing the filming, so he's behind the camera at the moment. This one is going to be featured in the Salamino, in the Salamino boilie video, so we'll make this one famous. So we'll get her back, and hopefully we'll have a few more in the session. Off we go. Little update for you. So Alex Lister's now gone. We were doing all the filming for the product shots, so we managed to do the Salamino, the jungle mix, essential fruits, and solid bag rig video talking about solid bag systems. Absolutely shattering. Really nice guy. First time I've met him. And it was great. I really, it's hard. I thought it'd be pretty straightforward, but it's difficult. But really enjoyed it nonetheless. On the carp fishing update front, so obviously you've seen I've had that fish. Nice dark fish actually, sort of a little bit darker than they are normally in here. And I've lost 2 now, so I lost 2 in the night. Again on the Salamino, but it is just a hook pulls. So it is hit and hold fishing here in the peg I'm in. You know, you've basically got an island right in front of you. So if they go, you can't, you've got to try and stop them. Otherwise they'll just wrap you around the island. Yeah, both those were on Salamino, just a Ronnie rig. But they don't, and Alex as well next door. So I don't know if I've just said this. So he lost one this morning, but he also had one in the night as well. He lost that. He was using Salamino high class hook baits. So yeah, that was a really good result for him. And he was using solid bags as well. They don't seem to be feeding much. You know, as always, you don't know how much bait's gone in before us. So I think I'm going to change tactics tonight. I've been putting in a little bit of boilie on all 3 rods, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to just reduce that bait right down. So I'm going to go over to winter tactics. So crumb, Salamino and jungle mix crumb, a little bit of corn, and then I'll just mess about with the hook baits. Probably start off with really small ones, sort of trim them down, maybe try a corn tipper, sort of just wafting above the hook. Just negate the weight of it and see what happens, and we'll go from there. Fingers crossed we have another one. If not, I don't mind at all. I've had a brilliant week. Obviously, those 3 fish down at Sandhurst, yeah, that was brilliant. So if we have any more, I'm not too fussed. But fingers crossed, we'll see what happens tonight. What a night and what a morning. The rain was absolutely horrendous. I believe most of the roads are flooded around here. Now I've got a T1 and it was that heavy, it was leaking in. But the sun's out now finally. And yeah, as soon as the sun came out, my left-hand rod rattled off. And that was on the winter tactics that we talked about previously. So yeah, really happy that paid off. The hook bait wise was quite strange. I was been using quite small hook baits, and I decided to change to a slightly larger one, sort of in your face. Yeah, and that's the one that went off. So it was a yellow essential fruit wafter, just on a Ronnie rig, wide gape X Kamakura, a little bit of end trap semi-stiff, I think this one is. Yeah, and that's the one that went off. So really happy about that. So I've got a fish in the sling now. Paul's also got 2 waiting to be videoed. He had them this morning as well in that rain. So it's just cleared. So now's a good time to obviously go and show them. So this one is a second fish of the trip for Paul, nice scaly one. This one was caught on a high class hook bait with a pink essential fruit tipper. That's an absolute beauty, that thing. The scales on it are fantastic, aren't they? Well done, mate.
33 pounds.
Paul's second fish from his brace this morning. It actually looks like the same fish that I caught, the first fish. We'll have to double check the photos and video of that. Lovely fish, nice and dark, well, a lot darker than the usual Todber stamp. This one came to an essential fruit over Salamino. Well done, mate. Turning into a really good session. Well done, fella. Chuff for you. Second fish of the trip for me. After a quiet day yesterday while filming with Alex, those change of tactics, going to the winter tactics of boilie crumb, corn, and yeah, this one was a yellow essential fruit wafter of 15mm actually. Yeah, lovely fish. Paul, as I said, has had 2 this morning. It's turned into a really good session. I'll quickly show you the other side. So let's get this one back. And hopefully there might be another one. So this is a bait that me and Paul have been using for the majority of our session. I know Paul obviously had those 2 fish on this combination. I was using Salamino crumb for that one, but I'm actually going to put this out tonight. I just feel, obviously, if they're taking a 15mm wafter, it means they're eating boilie. So yeah, inside this mix, basically you have 15, 18 and 12 Salamino, a little bit of corn, and then just a little bit of crumb in there as well, just for added attraction, and then on top of that a load of liquid. So we've got the Salamino liquid food. I've gone through around about 1.5 bottles of this since we've been down here, and then also the oil as well, not putting loads in, gone through about that much. You can see putting around about 3 handfuls out over the top of each rod, so not loads and loads of bait, but enough just to get a bite. Obviously hook bait wise, I've been using those, which are the yellow 15mm wafters, essential fruits. And then Paul, I know he's been using a variety of essential fruits, but I think his last couple of fish, if I can remember rightly, he's had them on the high class hook bait, Salamino ones, and then the pink tippers as well, just sort of a snowman rig. So I'm going to get my rods out now for the evening. A couple of handfuls, 3 or 4 handfuls probably over each of that mix. If we had smell-o-vision, yeah, you'd certainly be able to smell it. So I need to get them out now because it'll be sort of gradually going dark soon. So fingers crossed we have something tonight. First fish of the night, really happy with this one at £27. I decided to bait a little bit heavier tonight. Obviously those winter tactics, it was strange that they were taking a 15mm over the top of the crumb, so I thought, well, they're obviously eating boilies, so I decided to bait a little bit heavier with Salamino. Yellow EF tipper over the top, and yeah, rattled off at the early hours of this morning. I've also just got one in the sling, and I was sorting the rod out for this one. It rattled off with a little common, so I'll show you that one in a second. Just quickly show you the other side. There we go. Let's get her back. So the second part of the double take was just literally getting the other rod back out, and this little common rattled off. Let's quickly show you the other side. It's turning into a good little session. Paul's having some, I'm having some now. I think the key to it was just putting a bit more bait in. Get this one back. You never know, could have another one. Good morning. So yeah, another productive night, which was really good. Yeah, I'm absolutely knackered, as you could probably see. I think those fish came at something like 3:30 in the morning, and I was up till about 5, obviously sorting rigs out and putting them back out. One of the fish wiped out one of my rods, so yeah, you have to, the hook was blunt because of that, so I had to retie those. Yeah, so it's our final day today. We're off tomorrow morning. I don't think Paul's had anything in the night. He hasn't rung me anyway, so I'm guessing that's a no. Both of those fish, just to show you, so this is the far end of the lake, and they've just come from that bay there. So you got an island and then a little spit, and just into the entrance. That's where I've been catching, basically, in that little entrance to the bay. That's where Alex Lister had his as well. So hopefully we'll have another one. You never know. Let's see. I'm going to probably bring those rods in around about midday, freshen them up about 12 o'clock, get some breakfast on, I think. We might even try and get an afternoon sleep as well. No more carp to report. It's been pretty quiet during the day, so mainly night bites. Reeled in now, it's about 2:30. I'm going to go and sit with Paul and have a curry. It's our final night, so we'll have a curry and chill out and get the rods out later on. Yeah, so sat in my bivvy and the robin was crazy. So obviously sat on my shoe, was all around my bivvy. Just bold as brass, had no fear in it at all. Yeah, it was wicked to see that. Quite fat as well, obviously fattening up for winter, I guess. So yeah, hopefully we'll see you soon with the carp. Nothing last night, all packed up now. I think because of the rain, because obviously that's cooled the water, and then it was a cold night last night. My landing net, cradle, all the rest of it was all frozen up. So yeah, I think it's just obviously lowered the water temperature quite a bit. It's always a sign when the catfish, we haven't had any catfish, so it's a sign when the catfish slow down. Obviously the carp are going to be next. But yeah, what a fantastic week we've had, split between Sandhurst and Paddock, and yeah, that night on Little Hayes. We're back here in April. We've had a fantastic year on Todber Manor. We've done 4 trips this year and had A-teamers every single time apart from this trip. So yeah, can't wait to be back in April here. We've got a lake exclusive. I think there's 3 of us. Thanks for watching. Hopefully see you on the bank sometime. If not, fingers crossed we get another vlog done. See you later. Thanks for watching.